That's who I am. Now let me get to the important part. Let me tell you why I'm running for Congress. I'm running for Congress because I think that it's time that our party, the Democratic Party, start to show a little guts and start to show a little backbone and standing up to the things that we believe in. Because I think a lot of Americans in this country do I think we need to end this war in Iraq. I think we need to do it quickly. I think we need to do it responsibly. I think we need to balance our budget. We are borrowing hundreds of billions of dollars a year right now from future generations, from kids and from grandkids. It's not right. It's bad fiscal policy. It's bad economic policy. It's going to lead to inflation in this country. It's going to lead to recession. It leads to a weakening of the dollar. And most importantly of all, it's immoral. It's not right for us to take this problem and just shove it off onto future generations and say, you deal with it. We can do better, and we need leaders that are willing to make the hard choices when it comes to these things. One of those hard choices means we've got to let the Bush tax cuts expire. Look, those tax cuts have cost this country $2.35 trillion. That's not me talking, that's the Congressional Budget Office. Of that $2.35 trillion, you want to know how much goes to the top 1% of earners in this country? That's people making over $350,000 a year. Try $800 billion. 33%, 1/3 of these benefits are going to the very top 1% of earners in this country. All the while, George Bush and Dick Cheney and all their cohort tell everyone how important it is that we sacrifice for this war. That this war is so important that it's worth these 18 and 19-year-old kids sacrificing their arms and their legs and sometimes their lives. Well, you know what? If this war is as important that we can ask those sacrifices of them, then we can darn well ask the top 1% of people in this country to sacrifice their tax cuts to help pay for it. And I think real leadership means making those tough choices and being willing to say it. Leadership involves getting people to do things they don't necessarily want to do because you can convince them it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for the country. I'm convinced that even the top 1% of people in this country, I think they see body bags coming home. They see the sacrifices the military and the families are being asked to make. We need leadership that challenges our country to sacrifice as a whole and to be patriotic about something other than war. You know, when it comes to sacrificing, whether it's with our taxes or whether it's our energy policy or whatever, I want to be a leader that's not afraid to do that. So that's the second thing. I want to balance our budget. Third, I want to address global warming. This planet is heating up. It's no joke. The scientific community is in consensus on this. United Nations just released a report a few days ago saying that their worst estimates on this were understating the problem. And the things that they're talking about, it's millions of refugees, it's political upheaval, it's famine, it is drought. I mean, these are very serious things, and we need to act on it. We as the United States have a unique opportunity right now to lead the world in addressing this problem, to reestablish our role as leaders in this world, not based on our size and our strength, but because of what we stand for. We have an opportunity through global warming to do that, and you know what? I'll tell you one more thing about it. We have an opportunity to make a lot of money in the process. This new green economy, alternative technologies, alternative fuels, solar, wind, cellulose-based biofuels, there is so much in this new green economy. I don't know why we would wait for the rest of the world to make this technology so we could buy it from them, when instead we can make it right here with the union workers in America and sell it to them. We just need leadership and political will to get our country to move in that direction. That's another reason I'm running. Number 4, I want to make healthcare in this country more accessible and more affordable. We have 47 million people in this country that are uninsured, an additional 60 million that are underinsured. That means they got insurance until they really need it. We can do better than that, and we need fundamental reform. We need someone that's not afraid of these entrenched interests, whether it's the pharmaceutical companies, the insurance companies, or whoever else. We need someone that's willing to take on this system. And finally, I'm running because I want to talk to people about the kind of nation that we're becoming, about what kind of nation we want to be after September 11th. Look, we've done enough number of things since September 11th, ostensibly in the name of protecting ourselves. We question the Geneva Conventions now. We parse words over torture. We have Guantanamo Bay. We have warrantless wiretapping. We suspend habeas corpus. We hold American citizens taken off American soil without charges, without lawyers. This isn't America. We can do so much better than that. That's not the kind of nation that I want to live in. I'm convinced that's not the kind of nation most people in this country want to live in. I want to stand up for our civil liberties. When I talk about, remember at the beginning I said we need some Democrats to show some guts and show a little backbone? It's on those kinds of things that I'm talking about. Look, those things might not seem like political winners at first to a lot of people. First of all, it doesn't matter because it's the right thing to do and it's our Constitution. Second of all, I think it is a political win. I think most of the American people are with us. I think most of the American people are deeply uncomfortable about the kind of direction we've taken since September 11th. I think we're on the wrong track, and I think we need leadership to get us back on the right track. I want to return to a time when our nation leads the world based on our ideals, based on who we are as Americans. I remember a time, when President Clinton was president, I remember times when he would go across the world to speak. He'd go to Southern Africa or he'd go to Eastern Europe to make a speech. There'd be hundreds of thousands of people that would come out to see the American president speak. Not speaking a word of English, mind you, not being able to understand a darn thing he was saying, but just the idea of seeing the majesty of what the American president represented, of what America represented, what our ideals were. That's the kind of nation we are, and that's who we are at our core. We've lost our way over the past several years, but we haven't lost our heart, we haven't lost our core, and we haven't lost who we are as Americans. I want to go to Washington, D.C. because I want to help remind our government of who we are as Americans.